Hello and welcome back to another episode of Feel Bad Friday, for it is Friday again, or so I've been told. And this week we're going to take on a level by NealCruco. NealCruco put out 2 levels in the past week up on Testuga's forums. This one with the name C05D. C05D, I'll refer to it affectionately as cosine of D. Get that all hidden though. Because all we need to care about now is the death count down here. Not my mail, but the death count. And me getting the Shocktopus to that exit with 1, 2, 3 stars. Now, I'm going to start the level, but keep talking, so don't get too worried about, my attention. I can two things at the same time, or maybe not. One thing, though, that we discovered in the past week is that even though NealCruco started these naming conventions of like crazy names like cosine of D, it started off as a hexadecimal thing. So like the levels originally had a certain name, and NealCruco converted the hex code to something else. Whoa. It's gonna be a lot of spike jumping in this level, or some such thing, huh? Oh, cool. Alright, so there's spikes everywhere, and I gotta get all 3 of those stars. I was gonna say, I'm just gonna set those electric fields. These are buttons that set the electric field. I'll set them to whatever I need to, but I imagine that... let's see what happens. Whoa, oh gosh. Welcome to the playground. Here you have a large empty space. There we go. So with any electric field you want, just hit a button. Over there, have fun, but don't touch that switch. Nasty things pop out of air when you do that, and you might get hurt. So we've got the playground. Whee! La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Yeehaw! Well, let me get started trying to figure it out. I'm going to use the up one because that seems like the most safest of them. Whee! The naming convention NealCruco used with the hexadecimal code. So if it was like, Aquatic Fortress, which was the name of some recent randomly generated one, unrelated to this discussion. If that came up, it'd be like A, whatever A is, like 40 something. Oh, did I just die? Because I was talking so much. And then NealCruco would change it over to the hex code, and then there'd be a hex code answer. But apparently, NealCruco stopped doing that, and it took us a while to catch on, or at least it took me forever to catch on. I might not have even thought too much more about it and just gone, yeah, whatever, okay, it's hex codes. But they stopped being hex codes, so I'm gravely suspicious, and I imagine this is not a hex code. So, NealCruco's keeping the convention. Oh, that's cool. All right, here we are. Whoa. Keeping the naming... Oh, I can't go over the top. Unlike in other levels. Naming convention for, like, random number, decimal, letter things. But it may or may not be connected to hex codes anymore. Which I'm okay with. I think that's totally legit. Though I do have to say it was one of those moments, like at the end of a movie, where you realize that someone was dead the whole time. And you go, what? And your whole, past few weeks flash before your eyes. You go, oh, I played this level and I thought it was a hex code, but it's not. Okay, but enough about that. I need to hunker down and focus to get through this level. Alright, here we are, going for my first star. It's gonna be gonna be pretty hard. Woo! Alright, whew. Got in there. Floating on these fields. Star numero dos is a nice one. Look at that. How nice is that star? And I think it's this third one that is going to be... a hard one. Because if you'll notice, as I discovered a moment ago, you can't really go over the edge, or you can't really go over the top, because the electric field stops. That's the way the game works. It only goes so far as the top. So that sticky thing that we've been using in order to get over the tops of levels, well, it works as long as you're not worried about, oh gosh, electric fields. Woo! So I'm gonna need to like fly and jump it. And then getting back will be the tough one. Here we go. Fly, jump it. All right. All right. Boom. All right. Now I just need to make it back. All right, 3 stars. Nice. I like this. Okay. Whoa. Oh no! Whew. Well, proof of concept. I got it. Except for coming back, that might prove more difficult than I expect. The haven't made too much more progress, or at least there's nothing huge to report with the fixing the electric fields. Now this level's fine. The electric fields are okay with these uniform fields. You just get a problem when you've got fields that you're feeling from far away from a charge. So that's just run into some problems. So I've been playing around with it, and I'm getting closer. I'm really heading for accuracy now, because up to this point it's been accurate asterisk. I've cared about it qualitatively, but after figuring out that something was so vastly wrong with this latest build, because it like looked alright in most of the levels, but then when I finally, you all took a look at it and asked me, and I thought about it again, I realized that, oh no, it's not actually, oh gosh. It's not actually, it wasn't accurate in that case at all, and so I'm working on getting it really accurate. Then I'm going to work on getting it fast again, because of course you can't have the level take 30 minutes to load up, because honestly that's some of the ridiculous stuff that I've been encountering in order to get the precision down. The relaxation method, which you may have heard some about, I started that blog post, part 1 of the mystery series of figuring it out. Part 2 isn't written yet because I haven't figured out the solution, or the resolution. We will see if I'm able to get there and get something that's highly accurate and at the same time is highly fast and optimized. For all these levels with switches that people have, I need to do tons of electromagnetic calculations. Alright, now I'm going to focus and get these 3 stars. Enough jibber jabber. I like those 0 electric field buttons, by the way, not to like talk too much and distract myself, but I'm not at a point I'm about to die, so that's okay. Those 0 electric field buttons, I love those. They don't really make any appearance in the actual game, but I threw them in here because they maybe will eventually make an appearance in the actual game, but also they're pretty helpful for manipulating the electric fields in like user-made levels and experimenting with things and trying things out, because you can reset the field, but they look so different. They're really fun anyway. So I'm glad to see them finally being utilized. Every time they're utilized, makes me happy. Unlike that. Now I think that up is the electric field I want, but it would be hilarious if that was not the case. If it turns out that in order to get these, you'd use like sideways, and I wouldn't even be seeing how ridiculous that would be. Up and over. Ah, whew. Maybe I go over? Oh, man. That was a bad idea. That was a really bad idea. Oh! Curses! Well, darn fault. Oh! So the funny thing about this to me is that this is actually, at least as far as I can figure out, one of the easier levels that anyone has made recently. NealCruco or a random player. Even though as you can tell, I'm having a pretty slow going of it, trying to avoid these spikes. But it's nice and straightforward, It's got, I feel like I can do it all. I just need to be able to without dying. Isn't that what life's all about? It's the great circle of life. I will state, too, that I really appreciate NealCruco. You've been listening. I mentioned a couple Feel Bad Fridays that's happened recently where people have made levels that are non-linear, so you can get it in any order, which I enjoy. Doesn't need to always be that, I suppose, but something fun about that. Oh, there we go, just like that, and 3 stars. 1, 2, 3, bam. Now to make it safely out the other side. Isn't it weird I don't think about that until the moment I need to? Alright. Oh, can I jump? Yeah, I can jump. Bam. Let's get out of here, folks. Let's get away from these spikes. And towards other spikes. Woo! Boing! Let's hope I didn't want to not do that. Yeah, I hope I did want to not do that. Down we go. Let's not get destroyed by things. Let's take it nice and easy. A little victory lap down here. Walking over. Yeah, nice, straightforward, challenging, naturally, level. Let's see. Rank. Woohoo! Yeehaw! Cosine of D. Thank you very much for sharing this level with us, NealCruco. A couple things I'll note about it, aside from the non-linearity, which I like to be able to, test things out, figure out what was the hardest star to do and the easiest star, and choose which one I wanted. This was one of the first recent, I'm trying to recall, at least normally your levels start off with you dying at the beginning and you dying at the end, right? Where, like, the moment you reach the end, you're going to die. So you need to leave the level real quickly, or like right at the beginning, you need to start going, or you run out of time, or spikes will hit you, or whatever. So this was like really calm. You kept my blood pressure low in spite of the 20 deaths. But those 20 deaths, they all took a while. I had time in between. It wasn't this like constant dying struggle. So this might even be a feel good. This might even be a feel good Friday. So let me just push that button. Bring it on in, Inconceivable. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing the level, NealCruco, of course. Really appreciate it. Keep your eyes out for the update to the Electric Shocktopus. Version 0.7 will be coming. I'm still working on getting the electric fields set. That's the big bug that I'm trying to fix. Making them more accurate, and as I've been mentioning, it's taken me way, way, way deep in learning about the relaxation method more than I ever thought I would. And numerical electric fields calculations. But anyway, enough of that. Hopefully I'll get that out shortly, maybe next week or two. Otherwise, I will see you all next week on Friday for your standard Feel Bad Friday, where I will win another level.